Here now to discuss the economic impact of the Russian attack on Ukraine is Matthew Holian. He is the chair of the Department of Economics at San Jose State. Thanks for joining
Thank you.
us. Almost immediately after the attacks began, we saw stocks tank around the world. What is the reason that an attack so far away would have such a wide-ranging impact?
Well, there's a lot of uncertainty right now about what's going to happen. And so just yesterday, it looked like this might be a limited conflict and the sanctions would be limited. But now we know it was basically a worst case scenario in terms of the conflict.
In today's actions, we've now sanctioned Russian banks that together hold around $1 trillion in assets.
Let's talk a little bit about those. If the United States imposes sanctions on Russia, how could that impact our economy?
Well, I think the direct impacts are not the main concern. I mean, the main direct impact is probably through energy markets, because Russia is a major exporter of oil, and that will has already led to increases in oil prices and gasoline prices. So that's probably the direct impact. But I think the indirect impacts are potentially more serious because, again, we don't know how this conflict is going to unfold. What is Russia going to do in retaliation? Are they going to launch cyber attacks, things like that? So markets are worried because there's so much uncertainty now.
And we've already seen gas prices pretty high recently. How can that lead to problems throughout our entire economy? Just, from oil and gas to everything.
Sure. Oil and energy in general is an input into most production. I mean, including just getting people to work, but almost everything, requires energy. So when the cost of energy goes up, then it affects the cost of doing business and production of most things.
Is there any change in policy that you would like to see from the U.S. or that you could see preventing this from impacting us so hard?
It's not clear what that would be because the conflict is what they're trying to prevent. And so, I mean, I suppose we could say we don't care about the conflict, but that I think would have its own economic ramifications and beyond just economic ramifications in too. So I don't really see a way of simultaneously deterring Russian aggression and having no impact on our economy. I mean, fortunately, I think our economy is pretty insulated from the sanctions. We don't do a lot of trade with Russia. In Europe, it's not the case. Germany, other European countries do import a lot of Russian energy. And so those economies are much more susceptible to these sanctions than ours.
All right, Matthew Holian, chair of the Department of Economics at San Jose State. Thank you.
Thank you.